Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You know, my mother said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So thanks for coming. Goodbye. No, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going and looking through the trailer for the Elementalist Elite Specialization trailer for Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. The Catalyst. So let's watch it all the way through once, and then we shall go dissect, give my first impressions as we have, and then go through it and all that stuff. So let's go.
Catalysts have revitalized ancient techniques for channeling elemental forces, with a few modern improvements. They use J-Tech spheres to create concentrated wells of immense power. Using their augment abilities within range of the spheres enhances their effects. With the weight of Tyria's fundamental magics behind every blow from their hammers, these elementalists are a steady presence in melee combat.
Alright, everyone. So now we are here on the Catalyst trailer. I guess I'll give my very first impressions. I am gonna be honest. It was a hard just drop from yesterday's Bladesworn. Bladesworn got me so excited. I was really like, yes! It looks cool. Awesome animations, awesome gun saber. And I was riding and hoping, I was riding that high and hoping that Elementalist would deliver and bring itself to the stage of Guild Wars 2 combat in a more unique way than we've seen Elementalist in the most recent years. And I was primarily hoping for a ranged hammer. And so I was very underwhelmed. I was very disappointed because we have gotten so much melee focus on Elementalist. Tempest was mid-ranged, I would say, considering their Warhorn and also their overload skills require you to kind of play around in closer combat. Not necessarily melee, but still you tend to feel like you should be up close to get the most use out of it. Weaver was the melee just apex of Elementalist. You're weaving elements, you have multiple dual skills, dual attacks, you have stances. And now for Catalyst, I was hoping that like they would use the hammer in a more magical way, similar to Revenant, to kind of bring another different aspect to the hammer. And no, it's just melee. It's just presumably pure melee. And yeah, it's definitely high time that Elementalist gets like a long bow or some staff and scepter love. I really think that they should rework staff and scepter. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm hella bored of going into air scepter and channeling my first skill and then just pressing 2 and 3 at the same time. It's getting old. So I would like if they, decide to go back to those skills and maybe give them some nice tune-ups and freshen them up for 2021, 2022. But let's get into the Catalyst. Let's see what we have to show and have to look at in this trailer. So very first, we have, of course, the character staring off into space. He said, "Why am I wielding a hammer?" And then we have another little screen of the Elementalist with some energy flowing around them. I'm really interested to see what this is, actually. It almost is like a Weaver, because it feels like you're having to swap into other attunements, and if that is the case, that feels even worse. I got the sense that this is another Weaver where we have to like go through the different abilities and different attunements to augment them and augment the wells. But here we have I assume a hammer air ability, or perhaps a utility skill where you kind of charge up your air and you fire it at a target, knocking them down and launching yourself back. Seems like a proper air attunement skill. It's kind of like what we expect. And then we have fire, got some fire aura. And we seem to be having a Weaver fire sword skill 2, where you leap at them and dealing a strike. You leave an AoE, it appears at your location instead of directly on them. And then you start doing some more hammer strikes. The Naga, honestly, the best part of this trailer, in my opinion, for me, was the Naga. We got to see some nice character models. The character models are looking really great. Cannot wait. I mean, we saw the Tengu yesterday. It was beautiful. And so we continue on, and then we summon. These are the most impressive features on the Catalyst. It summons a bird. It summons this phoenix. The Jade Orb also landed down and was summoned. They said that it was a Jade Magitech Orb. Magitech, I guess, is fine on Elementalist, but I heard it and I went, Engineer. Bird. Bird is good. Swapping. This is what I feel like this is going to be a Weaver with their elite skill, because you summon the bird and you seem to be swapping attunements to change the bird or the Kirin's. It almost looks like Kunavang Assault Spray. You start changing their elemental affinity, it appears. The audio is also interesting because they had mentioned wells and augment skills. So I'm really confused as to, I assume wells are going to be the utility type, but do they, when they say augment, do they just mean like going into a different attunement? Who knows? I mean, we have yet to see what the special feature will be for this class, if it is going to be summoning that elemental. I really like the name. I like the name. I do. The name is good. The name is pretty solid. It is enjoyable. It fits kind of a magical thing. You are catalyzing something. Yeah, I don't know how blown away I am by the Catalyst. I think more so than the other two, I really need to see the live stream to make a fuller judgment. But this being my first impressions and initial judgment, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very transparent. I am disappointed heavily. And I'm not even an Elementalist main, so I'm not. Do play some Elementalist, but I'm not like ride or die for Ellie. But I was hoping for maybe something a bit more magical. I mean, with these elite specs, we have seen melee spec after melee spec. Virtuoso, they gave him a dagger of 1200 range, but then they give him traits to go melee. And then you have direct comments from the developers who say daggers, in fact, just supposed to be better in melee. So it's like, why give them range? Harbinger, we got pistols, but then they gave him a death shroud that forces you into melee combat. Willbender, sword, melee. Not Renegade, Revenant, Vindicator, melee. Blade Sworn, it appears to be melee. Profession Mechanic, and the pistol seems to be melee. Catalyst, also melee. It's a lot of close combat, and that is not what I want to see in elite specs. I thought that these were supposed to fill out a niche that these elite core professions have not had, give them a new unique way to play, especially considering we've had 2 elite specializations already. I'm aware they will start to double up, but still, everyone needed melee. But I feel like PvP is gonna, for this expansion, PvP is gonna be so melee focused. And while that has a place, and has had a place because of the stacking meta, which has never gone away, it feeds into that boring stacking, close combat, get on point, spam as many abilities as you can, and see who dies first. And that is not what I want to see. I mean, this is going into a larger topic of a video I already did recently, but I cannot see the Catalyst helping this out. Thank you for coming by. This was my opinion video. There are a couple interesting things. I'm not completely writing it off yet, but seeing as the Catalyst's hammer was pretty much the main feature of this trailer, I'm only going off of what we've seen, and I personally underwhelmed. But thank you everyone so much for coming by. Hope you guys are enjoying the Catalyst. I truly do, because I do hope that there are people who like this. There are, but I hope there's a pool. So comment below what you thought about the Catalyst. If you'd like to support the channel, you can pre-order End of Dragons using links down below, or support the channel on Patreon. And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the Catalyst. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. Mwah.